Hey everyone, it's Jeff here, and today I'm excited to show you how to fix wobbly bike or motorcycle wheels easily and cheaply for less than $10. You might think you need fancy tools or a special stand to fix wobbly rims, but you don't. Let's start with the basics. First off, forget about using a vice grips or an adjustable wrench to tighten spokes. That will just round off the nuts and make things worse. Instead, you'll need a special spoke wrench. There are a bunch of available, but I'll tell you about two affordable options later on. The first wrench is pretty straightforward. It fits just one spoke size. The second one has multiple sizes, which is handy if you work on different bikes. Both are budget friendly, costing about $5 to $10. I recommended going for multi-purpose one to save money and cover more bases. Now, when you're picking out the right wrench size, make sure it fits snugly on the spoke nipple. It's also helpful to mark the size with a marker for easy reference. Next up, the zip tie. You'll need one that's about 4 inches long, or if you wrap it around the fork rod, about 1 inch long. Aim for a width of 3 to 4 millimeter. The zip tie is going to be our makeshift level indicator. That's the tool setup sorted. Now let's dive into fixing those wobbly rims. To lose the brake wire, you'll need either a 10 millimeter wrench or a 4 or 5 millimeter Allen wrench, depending on your brake type and the nut holding the brake wire. If you don't have a 10 millimeter wrench, any pliers will do the job. So your main tools for this job are a zip tie and a spoke wrench. To get started, you can either remove the brake noodle or lose the nut holding the brake wire. This will allow the tire to move freely without touching the brake pad. It doesn't matter if you're working on the front or rear wheel. The repair process is the same for both. Next, close the bike kickstand and flip the bicycle upside down. Adjust the height of the bike seat if needed to keep the bike stable. Use a chair or a stool to sit comfortably and have easy access to the work area. The height of the stool doesn't matter, use whatever works for you. If your bike is brand new, remove any cardboard from inside the wheel. Check if there is any looseness in the shaft by gently moving the shaft left or right. If there is, tighten the inner nut of the shaft until it's tight. Be careful not to over-tighten, as this can put pressure on the bearing and make the wheel difficult to move. After ensuring the shaft is secure, reinstall it. If the tire cannot pass through the brake pads, deflate it first. Even if the tire is in place, you will still need to deflate it. In the next step, to release pressure from the rim, use a screwdriver or any tool to press the valve of the tube and remove all the air. Most bikes use a shredder valve like the one on this tube. However, if it's a Presto valve like the one on the bike I'll show you later, you'll need to deflate it differently. Once the tire is in place, close the washer retaining and the nuts on the sides. Position the tire in the center of the fork and tighten the nuts securely. Gently pull the reflector to opposite side to release pressure on the spokes. Check all the spokes to ensure none are broken, bent, or loose. If a spoke is bent or out of place, put it back in position and tighten its nipple. If it's broken, replace it with a new one. The best way to fix wobbling is to remove the tire and tube from the rim. However, if you prefer, you can deflate the tube and still achieve the desired result. Each spoke connects to one side of the central shaft, alternating between the right and left side. The first rule is akin to a bolt and nut scenario. The spoke rod acts as the bolt, while the nipple on the rim serves as the nut. Turning the nipple clockwise, tightening the screw and stretch the spoke. Conversely, turning it counterclockwise loosens the nipple and slackens the spoke. The second rule involves the relationship between the tightening and loosening the nipple and the resulting pressure on the rim. Tightening the nipple on one side places pressure on the spoke, causing the rim to move towards the side connecting to the shaft. Loosening the nipple releases pressure, causing the rim to stretch slightly toward the opposite side. These principles form the basis of fixing rim wobbling. Now let's talk about the type of rim wobbling. Rims can deform in two ways, vertically and horizontally. In vertical wobbling, the rim shifts from a circle shape to the oval one, giving the sensation of riding a horse. If you happen to encounter such a bike with a protruding rim and wish to rectify it, the solution is to tighten the spokes on both sides of the protruding section. This action aims to restore the rim to the circle shape. If I come across such a rim in the future, I certainly create a tutorial for this particular wobbling model. The second type, horizontal wobbling, causes the bike rim to constantly veer left and right, resulting in an unbalanced ride. Almost all bikes experience horizontal wobbling, while vertical wobbling is much rarer. A zip tie serves as an handy level indicator for this task. Attach the zip tie to one of the bike's fork bars, ensuring that its tip aligns with the bike rim. The orientation of the zip tie doesn't matter. You can install it in either direction. Tighten the zip tie until it sits firmly, but you can still be turned with the finger pressure. If it's too loose, readjust it to prevent it from moving with every ram motion. The length of the zip tie to the bike rim should be approximately half an inch. Trim any excess using a wire cutter or another suitable tool. Position the zip tie precisely in front of the bike rim by adjusting its orientation up and down. While it may seem challenging in bikes with a brake system, carefully installation ensures placement in a desired location. Now comes the crucial part, determining which direction to align the rim. Rotate the tire fully and observe how much of the rim makes contact with the zip tie and how much remains obstructed. If the zip tie entirely touches the rim, increase its distance from the rim slightly to highlight the point of the contact. Rotate the rim once more and observe the areas where the rim rubs against the zip tie and where it doesn't. This assessment helps determine whether to adjust the rim leftward or rightward. If a significant portion of the rim rubs against the zip tie, while only a small section doesn't, pull the rim toward the zip tie to ensure alignment across its entirety. Conversely, if the rim makes minimal contact with the zip tie, adjust the rim away from the zip tie at the point to eliminate contact. The areas of contact with the zip tie may be continuous or occur intermittently along the rim. Starting from the point where the rim connects to zip tie, gently pull the rim toward the opposite side by slightly tightening the nipple. Follow along with the video for a clear understanding. Begin tightening the nipple based on the degree of bending observed in the zip tie. Initially, tighten the nipple by half a turn or a full turn until the rim moves away from a zip tie. If you encounter resistance while tightening the nipple, consider loosening the spokes just to it beforehand. Proceed to tighten the next nipple in sequence. Once the rim no longer rubs against the zip tie, move on to the next point of contact and repeat the process. Adjust the nipple accordingly, typically by half a turn, based on amount of rubbing absorbed. As you progress, you will notice the smoother rotation of the rim requiring less tightening of the nipples and smaller adjustment in rotation angle. At times, loosening the nipple on the opposite side may be necessary, but prioritize tightening if the spoke is already loose. During the repair process, focus solely on the rim, as sometimes the tire itself may contribute to the wobbling, which could lead you astray. After ensuring that the rim no longer rubs against the zip tie, slightly bring the zip tie closer to the rim about a millimeter, spin the rim again to mark any new points of contact. If needed, adjust the position of a zip tie to highlight only the most protruding points on the rim. Ensure the zip tie is securely tightened to prevent it from moving with the rim during rotation. Remember, achieving the optimal rim setting requires patience and attention to detail. However, the satisfaction and revitalizing the rim will make the effort worthwhile in the end. Occasionally, the problem may lie with the tire itself. When a tire has been flat for an extended period, it may change shape, causing the bike to feel wobbly when riding. To try to restore the tire's original shape, place it in the sun until it becomes hot and soft. Quickly install it on the rim while still warm. Inflate it to the 40 to 50 psi and start cycling. In about 50% of cases, the tire will regain its shape. After an hour of riding, deflate the tire to the normal pressure range of 25 to 35 psi. If the problem persists, consider replacing the tire, which typically costs between $10 to $30. After ensuring that the rim no longer rubs against the zip tie, slightly bring the zip tie closer to the rim, about a millimeter. As you continue with the adjustment, you may encounter area where the rim still rubs against the zip tie. In such cases, consider loosening the nipple on the opposite side to bring the disconnected point closer to the zip tie. Repeat the adjustment steps after readjusting the zip tie. When spinning the rim, ensure you move it only from top to bottom to maintain accuracy and avoid pushing it sideways. Pay attention to any new points of contact and adjust the zip tie accordingly. As it progresses, you'll find fewer areas that require adjustment, indicating that you're nearing the completion of the process. Decrease the amount of the tightening for the nipples accordingly. Sometimes only one point on the rim may rub against the zip tie. Spin the rim multiple times to confirm which point needs adjustment. Approach each adjustment with care and delicacy to achieve smoother results. At the halfway point of the adjustment process, consider changing the direction of adjustment. If you've been adjusting the spokes to the right, switch to adjusting them to the left. This helps balance the pressure on the spokes by ensuring that both sides are appropriately tightened and loosened. If you encounter resistance while tightening a spoke and feel that you can't tighten it any further, it's a sign to change the direction of adjustment. If you've been adjusting the spokes to the right, switch to adjusting them to the left side. To start adjusting, begin by loosening the same spoke that was fully tightened. Mark it and loosen it by one full turn. Then proceed to adjust the rim in the opposite direction. This means pulling the rim to the opposite side. When adjusting a spoke, it's better to adjust the ones before and after it as well. Repeat these steps until the rim is in optimal condition. Good job on successfully completing the rim adjustment. By learning and experiencing this process, you've gained valuable knowledge that you can share with your children or others. Once you've finished fixing the wobbling, slowly return the reflector to its original position with gentle pressure until it no longer moves. However, our work isn't complete yet, as I still need to explain the setting for the rear wheel. Return the bike to its starting position and remove the zip tie. Reinflating the tire to approximately 25 to 35 psi. readjust the brake pad, reassemble the brake system, and ensure everything is functioning correctly. Then turn the wheel and observe the result of your work with pride. You've done it. Yeah. You deserve a cup of coffee, so take a short break and come back so we can discuss the setting for the real wheel. Now let's move on to fixing the real wheel of a brand new Ozark Trail 29-inch bike, which also has a wobbling rear wheel. Turn the bike upside down and loosen the brake cable. Even though this model has a disc brake system that isn't affected by wheel wobbling, releasing the brake wire reduces friction. The next step is to deflate the tire to relieve pressure from the rim, making it easier to work with. If the tire has a press-down valve like this one, open the nut above the valve fully and press the valve until all the air is released. Afterward, gently push the reflector back, taking care not to remove it from the spoke as it can be challenging to reinstall. Just like with the front wheel, install the zip tie in line with the rim. However, note that the rim on this bike may be slightly different, so adjust the zip tie to the middle or near the end edge of the rim for precision. Proceed with all the previous steps as you did for the front wheel, including checking for shaft looseness, deflating the tire to remove any pressure from the rim, inspect the spokes for any sign of damage or looseness, replace any broken or loose spokes as needed. Examine the rim for any signs of damage such as bends, impact, or a tilt edge. Determine if the rim has moved inward or outward. Use a zip tie as a reference point to gauge the movement of the rim. Measure the distance between the rim and the zip tie to determine the direction of movement. Once you've completed these initial steps and assess the condition of the tire, spokes, and rim, you can proceed with the adjustment process. Start by tightening the nipples by 1 or 2 turns initially. As you process, reduce the amount of tightening to half a turn or less. Adjusting the distance between the rim and zip tie is crucial for achieving a smoother rim. Here is how to proceed. Use the spokes to adjust the tension of the rim by loosening or tightening the nipple. Take your time with this task to ensure precision and effectiveness. This gradual approach helps achieve optimal tension without over-tightening. Be careful not to completely loosen the spoke, as this can lead to instability. If you accidentally loosen a spoke too much, tighten it by one full turn and increase the tension on the opposite side accordingly. It might take several adjustments to fully eliminate the wobbling of the rim. Dedicate at least half an hour to this process for the best results. Once you've successfully fixed the rim wobbling, don't forget to share your experience and feedback. Your comments and insights can help improve future videos and tutorials on the channel. In the upcoming videos, we will cover topics such as repairing and replacing the tube, adjusting various types of bike brake, and complete gearbox adjustment. Stay tuned for these valuable resources. Your support is essential for the channel's growth and development. Despite the majority of viewers being non-subscribers, your engagement and feedback make a significant difference. Each video requires several weeks of preparation and effort, and your support keeps the channel going strong. Thank you to all who have contributed with positive comments and encouragement. Your support means everything and motivated me to continue providing valuable content. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video to help me reach a wider audience. Your happiness and satisfaction are our top priorities. May you find joy and fulfillment wherever you are. Until next video.